So for today's tangling, I am going to be using this beautiful cherry blossom looking tangle, and I'm using some recycled materials. So I've taken a cracker box, and you can use a cereal box, anything that you have around that might be waiting to be thrown out, and I cut a square out. It could be any size you want. This one happens to be a 5-inch square. And I want bolder lines for this, so I'm going to tangle in a graphic 1. And I'm also going to be using a PN for some details. So we're going to start with our graphic 1, and this will be a monotangle. So we'll just have the one tangle in this, and I'm going to be tangling very large today. I'm going to start by drawing a petal, like so, and then adding 4 more on. So as I do this, I can rotate my tile. They don't all have to be the same size. Don't worry about that. Just enjoy the process. Next, I'm going to add a little curved triangle into each section. And then we're going to ink those in. I have all my points inked in. Now I am going to do some rounding in these inner pieces. And then I'm going to aura all the way around. Again, turn your tile more than what I am. I'm just trying to keep my hands out of my drawing so that you can see. Finally, I'm going to switch to my Micron PN, and I'm going to, from the center, add some flick marks. And you can stick with the graphic 1 if you want to. I just wanted maybe a little bit more of a delicate look, or you could use a Identi pen and use the thinner side, which actually I think I like that better than the PN, or perhaps I just need to open up a new PN to have more ink flowing. But regardless, you pick what you would like to add your flicks, but I do suggest something a little smaller of a point than your graphic 1. Okay, so this is a monotangle, so we're going to repeat, and this time as we start adding our new petals in, we're going to make sure that we hollabah. So when we go to bump into what is already there, we will simply draw behind. So I think what I'll do is I'll get some outside shapes in with my auras to just show you. And then I'll go in, and while you're tangling, I will add the insides. And I'm just turning my tile, looking to see where I feel I need another flower. So this one's a little bit smaller. You certainly can go off of your tile if you would like to. And I think I'm going to do one more smaller one down here. And I'll take a look and see. Again, please turn your tile more than what I am doing so that your hand is comfortable. All right, I think I'm going to pause there. I can always go back and add more, but I like my composition and I like the 5 flowers together like that. I always like odd numbers if I have a choice versus even numbers. All right, so let's go ahead and add our details. So here I have my completed tangles, and we're going to, you could leave it like this if you want, add your chop to it and leave it like this. You could add some graphite to it and some white charcoal for highlights. I think I'm going to take some colored chalk pastels and add some color with those. So it's always a good idea if you're working with a new medium to test it and a new surface, to test the supplies on a piece of scrap. So I have a piece of scrap cardboard box here, and I'm just going to check that my pastels work, and they do. These are really nice. So you can use any brand you have. I particularly like these. And I have some pinks and whites that I'm going to use. I have a light pink and a dark pink. Maybe I'll use both. And I have a white to start with. So let's start with the cherry blossom. And I'm going to go in and add some pink above the hatching, and then some white. And I'll take a tortillon, and I actually have a tortillon designated for pink. And I'm just going to blend these together. If you wanted to add in a little bit of a darker pink, you could do that. And then on areas that have overlapping, I could have some darker here. Add my highlight. And a little bit more pink. And blend those together. And you'll notice you'll start to get some flakes of pastel. And depending where you're working, if you're outside, you could blow it away. But if you're inside, be careful of your work area. Maybe have a garbage pail next to you or somewhere that you can just tap the dust into. I like to start in the white area and push down into the darker area. Looks so beautiful already. All right, so keep going in and adding your color while I add mine. So here I have my completed petals, and again, this would be another good time that you could pause and stop. I'm looking at it. I am keeping it a monotangle, but you could add maybe some flux around yours. That would look nice. And there's just always been something about pink and green that I like. So I think what I'm going to do, just testing the different greens I have here, is just go around and add a little green around the outer edge. And then I'm going to tortillon it out. So I have my green all the way around, and I'm going to now blend it away from my petals all the way around. So if you wanted to go back in with some ink to touch up any spots, please feel free to. I am going to pause here and add my chop. And it's been a pleasure tangling with you today. Please like this video and subscribe and share with anyone and everyone you think would be interested.